Fourth grade reading, Unit 4 Assessment 2019-2020. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. Then fill in the answer on your answer document. One, the caterpillar's actions while building its cocoon support the idea that it is A, too impatient to argue with the ant and the bee, B, confused by the questions the ant and the bee are asking, C, unconcerned about what the ant and the bee think about its house, D, afraid to show the ant and the bee the best way to make a house. 2. Which sentence does the author use to suggest that the caterpillar has experienced an important change? F. Up and down the caterpillar's head moved, weaving and weaving. G. At last, the veil grew so thick that you could only guess that the caterpillar might still be at work inside. H. But the caterpillar did not die. J. Many days and nights passed, and at last what had once been the caterpillar began to stir and wake. 3. Which of the following is the best summary of the rising action in paragraphs 1 through 9? A. An ant and a bee see a caterpillar making a house. Both of them talk to the caterpillar while it works to finish its task the only way it knows how. B. A caterpillar is making a house out of something like silk on a twig. The house is called a cocoon, and it takes a long time to make. C. A caterpillar is making a house for itself. An ant and a bee suggest better places for the caterpillar to live, but the caterpillar continues with its task. D. An ant and a bee watch a caterpillar making a house. They think the caterpillar is having trouble, so they suggest different places for it to live. 4. In paragraph 6, the word absurd means F. Silly, G. Messy, H. Difficult, J. Gloomy. F. Which sentence from the story shows that the caterpillar is successful at building a good house for itself? A. Every time the caterpillar's head moved, it left behind something that looked like a glistening thread of silk. B. Through the veil, you could still faintly see the caterpillar moving. C. The bee came by that way again and stopped to look at the little house. D. It was fast asleep in its little cocoon house, knowing not whether the sun shone or the rain beat down. 6. The author includes imagery and vivid details in paragraph 15 to illustrate how F. Quickly moths can move, G. Beautiful the caterpillar has become, H. Strong a cocoon can be, J. Perfectly the caterpillar has built the cocoon. Read the next two selections, then choose the best answer to each question. Use A Book for Jonah, pages 7 through 8, to answer questions 7 through 10. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 7. What was the main reason Dylan's book was a success? A. People wanted to help Dylan and Jonah. B. It showed what a chocolate bar meant to Dylan. C. People were curious about Dylan's favorite activities. D. It revealed what Jonah likes best about Dylan. 8. Why did the author include the information in paragraph 4? F. To explain how so many people heard about Dylan's mission. G. To tell why the two friends were asked to be on TV shows. H. To describe a place Dylan got to visit because of the book. J. To reveal what information can be found on Dylan and Jonah's website. 9. What is the best summary of paragraphs 1 through 3? A. Dylan Siegel's friend Jonah has a liver disease. Dylan wrote a book called Chocolate Bar to sell at school. A grocery store provided chocolate bars for Dylan to sell. B. Dylan Siegel wanted to write a book titled Chocolate Bar about going to the beach and other things he enjoys. After he wrote the book, he sold copies of it at school. He also sold chocolate bars from a grocery store. C. Dylan Siegel wanted to raise money for his friend Jonah. Dylan's parents had ideas about some ways that he could raise money. He worked with people to sell a book he wrote. D. Dylan Siegel wanted to help his friend Jonah, who has a liver disease. Dylan wrote a book titled Chocolate Bar. Copies of the book and chocolate bars donated by a grocery store were sold to raise money for Jonah. 10. Which detail from the article suggests that many people want to help Jonah? F. The book describes some of Dylan's experiences. G. The scientists at a university need to do some research. H. Dylan's book has raised several $100,000. J. Dylan's parents provided ideas about how to raise money. Use Fruit for All, pages 9 through 10, to answer questions 11 through 14. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 11. The reader can infer that people with busy schedules can still help Fruit for All by A. Starting a group in their own neighborhood. B. Helping collect fruit from people who have extra money. C. Allowing volunteers to pick fruit from their trees. D. Asking other people to become volunteers. 12. In paragraph 2, the word initially means F. At first, G. Carefully, H. Always, J. Without help. 13. Which information on the Fruit for All website would be most useful to someone who wants to help but lives far away from Zach's community? A. How to start a group. B. The different fruits the group accepts. C. The steps necessary to get volunteers to pick fruit. D. How to help pick fruit. 14. One problem Zach faced after he started Fruit for All was F. Collecting fruit from people who lived miles away. G. Getting enough people to participate in his project. H. Finding enough time during the week to volunteer. J. Keeping up with information on the website. Use A Book for Jonah and Fruit for All to answer questions 15 through 18. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 15. Dylan, in A Book for Jonah, and Zach, in Fruit for All, would most likely agree that A. Children can help people more than adults can. B. Using technology is the only way to inform people. C. Schools should support people in the community who are in need. D. It is easier to accomplish a goal with the support of friends and family. 16. Dylan's plan in A Book for Jonah differs from Zach's plan in Fruit for All because Dylan's plan involves F. Giving to others. G. People in the community. H. Creating something to sell. Or J. Providing information on a website. 17. Paragraph 5 of A Book for Jonah and paragraph 3 of Fruit for All are similar because the paragraphs A. Provide details about Dylan's and Zach's achievements. B. Give information about how others can support Dylan and Zach. C. Describe how Dylan and Zach thought of their ideas. D. Explain how other people learn about Dylan and Zach's ideas. 18. What is one way that Dylan in A Book for Jonah and Zach in Fruit for All are different? F. Dylan has reached his original goal, but Zach is still working toward achieving his goal. G. Dylan plans to write another book about chocolate, but Zach wants to limit the amount of fruit his group collects. H. Dylan receives support from his community, but Zach receives support from his family. J. Dylan's idea resulted from wanting to help a friend, but Zach's idea came from learning about other organizations.